Hi everyone, it's Fiona Triaca here, the CEO of Naked Ambition. So I was having coffee with a client the other day who is in the early stages of their innovation journey, and he was asking about whether it's time for them to start to build some innovation champions or create some innovation champions inside their organisation via an innovation capability program. My answer was yes, and his next question was, okay, so if I'm going to do that, how do I make sure that one of these kinds of programs is successful? And it got us thinking about some of the lessons that we have learned over the last 5 years of running these kinds of programs inside actually some of Australia's largest organisations. And so my top tips for running, making sure that your innovation capability program really thrives in your organisation are these. Number one, make sure that it's linked to the strategy. There's no more surefire way of shutting down one of these programs than it feeling like something that's happening off to the side. And when I mean the strategy, I don't necessarily mean just the innovation strategy. We're talking about the business strategy of your organisation. One of the quickest ways to be able to do this is have the participants on your innovation capability program solve strategic challenges. We do this quite frequently, and oftentimes they can solve multiple challenges at once. So that's the first one. Make sure that it's linked to strategy. My second tip, if you're thinking about running one of these sorts of programs, is upskill your leaders at the same time. So oftentimes the participants in these sorts of programs will likely be your high performers or people who've shown interest in innovation already. If they are not supported by their leaders to do this sort of work once the program starts, it can become enormously difficult for them to continue to show the commitment that you're going to need to make this a success. By just spending a couple of hours with the leaders that are closest to your participants on a program like this, you will see enormous benefits. Even just getting them across the basic language and the methodologies of design thinking, the kind of skills that you're going to use in this, will, I promise you, pay you dividends. So tip number 3, when it comes to running an innovation capability program that will thrive in your organisation, is give them time. The scarcest resource that every single one of us have, but particularly your individuals working on these innovation capability programs, will be so stretched for time. They're often high performers anyways. They are the sorts of people who don't have that much. So how much is enough time to give them to do this work? We're working on a program at the moment with a financial services organisation who have allowed them to carve out a whole day to do this work. They're doing some training in the morning and then they're spending the afternoons working on their projects. Would they still like more time? Yes, but we are definitely seeing the much better results from the outputs that these teams are putting in. And the other great thing is that you're going to see that embedded learning if they have that time to do it. The fourth tip and final tip for you if you're running one of these innovation capability programs is make sure that they can use those skills back in the business as soon as possible. So try to set up opportunities for them to teach others their newfound skills, teach the basics of these lessons that they are learning. They can do that via lunch and learns, they could do some kind of presentation back to their team. The quicker that we can teach something that we've just learned, the more we're actually going to see those skills embedded in the organisation. It also helps from your perspective to raise the profile of the program that you're running and give you some of that much needed PR that you're going to need to continue on with these. So they are just 4 of our tips for now about ways that you can run a successful innovation capability program. We could go on, but if you do want to know more about doing this, please don't hesitate to get in touch with any of us here at the Naked Ambition team. Good luck.